logs and build a fire in the middle of the thing because it's going to hit night soon, so we'll go from there.
It's going to be night on.
We have some logs and build a fire.
Alright. Oh, shit, you fucking scared me. Hi, James.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought the sun was going down.
Missed you, man. Fuck.
Can I,
I was like,
can I, bylaw, I talk to you and, Reggie real quick?
Yeah, of course. What is it?
Alright, I'm back in a second.
What's up, James?
So, hold on, let's get Reggie. I'm whispering. So for this meeting, I was thinking I wanted to run this by you guys. When I started talking to the guys to form a strike team, security team, or whatever, I asked Dragon to run it. Yuri basically to help him. So now I'm thinking maybe make Dragon a general, which if one of us three fall, he would be the next in line. Yuri to be a lieutenant, and then Mamba to be a sergeant. And if two of us fall, it would be Dragon and Yuri would take our place. If all three of us fall, Dragon, Yuri, and Mamba would be the new three heads of the PRC. What do you guys think about that?
So you want to put in a rank system?
What's that?
Yeah.
You want to put in a rank system, a rank, so everyone has a rank.
Yeah. Basically, so it would be, a general's the top when it comes into the military. Then it would be lieutenant.
Who's sick?
Oh, just it's Baker. He just has a little cough. I'm gonna go help him out on the sick. Don't worry, it's fine.
So yeah, some kind of ranking system. That's basically how the military always did it. You know what I mean? It's kind of going in order: lieutenant, or general, lieutenant, sergeant. So even though that we're not a military camp, we're more of a political statement more than anything, trying to rebuild society. We do need a military that stands. You get what I'm saying? Just in case we run into any kind of problems or any bullshit or whatever. I just wanted to see what you guys thought about that. Like, if something happens to one of us, Dragon would take the place of one of us. If two of us, it would be Dragon and then Yuri. If all three of us, Dragon, Yuri, then Mamba.
Yep. I think that's a good
idea. I'm happy with that.
All right. Okay.
So,
go on, man.
I was gonna say, should we talk about the like Iron Wall idea that we had, Reg?
Yeah. So the idea we were discussing is that it seems like we helped out the Iron Wall guys earlier. So I wasn't there, but the other guys were there. So there were a couple of Iron Wall guys in the area, and they were getting shot at by this fucking ghost in the mountain, whatever he wants to call himself, operator, whatever.
Yeah, I have a feeling. I have a feeling I know where his camp is.
Yeah, like the same with me. I think it's a case of, so they went out to help these guys, helped out the Iron Wall, got him to safety in here. We went out and tried to hunt the guy, but we couldn't get him. So the point I'm getting at here is that they have a lack of fighters, and they have a lack of trained fighters. What we have is a lack of supply. So we have a lack of nails and general stuff like that. So the idea is, we put it to Iron Wall, saying we offer to merge with them.
Okay.
We offer to merge our two groups and go under one banner. Essentially combine our groups into one new name, which would be Bardal like this one, but it would essentially be the Iron Phoenix Cooperative. That would be the name of it. So that is the idea. What do you think?
Do they stand for what we stand for?
Well, that's what we need to discuss with them.
We haven't talked to them about this yet?
No.
Not yet. This is just it's just like a overall idea, just what we think could happen.
I like the name Iron Phoenix, but I liked the idea of what you were talking about a couple weeks ago, Reg, about us. The way you put it, it sounded like we were giving them an ultimatum, not the Iron Wall, just other groups saying you're either under our protection or something like that. You remember what I'm talking about? You brought it up.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. But it's not going to be along those lines.
You rather join? Now, here's the thing: when it comes down to Teddy, you think Teddy, like, who's going to lead that main group, the Iron Phoenix?
We all lead together.
So Teddy would become part of our leadership.
Us four.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to him earlier. I asked him that question too. I think that I could honestly help us more. It gives us more how do I say, like, ideas and eyes and also perspectives on a lot of things, James, in my opinion. I think that's a very good part. I understand where this can honestly fall apart, but I do think that it could help us in the long run.
Right. Well,
I'm looking at it.
I like the idea, I really do. But the thing that I seen there the other day is they have a bunch of people in their group, the Iron Wall, that are like Harper. So I know people had their concerns about Harper and everything like that. It's going to be hard to control.
They just need a bit of discipline. They just need a bit of discipline, brother. They just need a bit of training and discipline.
It's like Harper needs like that too.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I was training Harper.
How'd that go?
He went really well. You know, I got him carrying a USG now. So the USG, he was handling it. They were handling it pretty well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, that's going to be your standard weapon now. I want you to keep working on that. Show them tactics, that sort of stuff. And honestly, she did pretty good. And I think this is something we could do overall, is provide those training drills. So if we do bring in these guys from the Iron Wall, we'll go, right, while you're with us, we're going to train and we're going to be disciplined when we're out there. There's no more, you can joke when you're within the compound, but when you're out in the field,
seriousness,
you are on point.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Just get down to the point.
That's if they even accept. That's if they even accept this, because we'll say we're stronger together than rather than apart. You know.
Right. Are we? Here's my question: are we morally allowed to have that many members?
I don't think there's a cap.
I don't think there is a cap on how many we can morally.
I thought they changed that rule, didn't they? Or am I wrong?
I can check right now.
As far as I know, the Bible.
I'll check the book, the Bible, and such. Yeah.
All right. If we're in the clear when it comes to, if we're in the clear with the moral reasons and everything like that, I'm with it. If I'm correct, the ruling was they put a cap. That's why you have to build certain things, but the alliances are still allowed to stand. So we're allowed to help out allies and stuff like that. If I'm wrong and there is no cap and we can do this, I have my concerns. I'll keep it amongst us three. So if I start seeing things going forward, us three can sit down and have a conversation. But I'm with it because it could be beneficial. I see the pros and the cons on both with it. You know what I mean? Like I see it being a great opportunity of expanding, having more people, getting more shit done.
I just had a look at the Bible here. So essentially, that's the one thing, right? So we can't have two bases at the same time. So everyone has to be sort of, but then that's only if they want to put their names against the base, against the compound. So they need to, if they want to have their names registered to a compound, that has to be against only one. So they can't be registered two at the same time. You know, so that's the one thing. So essentially,
I thought you could have more.
I think that's what I was looking at the Bible.
Because we had multiple bases at the Orchard. We had the north
No,
and
it's
the
just more
south.
if they're it's just more if they're registered, right?
No,
Wait, you know,
they were both registered.
that doesn't make any sense either. Like I also still like over like in like over next to the orchard, like I still have that base there. I
Right.
haven't. It's not moved. It's still there.
Right.
I also registered the one over there, our trading post, and I was never dinged about that ever.
Right.
Pulled to the side and talked to. So I don't really see how like, and also like also back in like in the orchard, like with Adam and how we had the base like over like in Chapelnicki, then also the stupid castle and shit.
Yeah,
That was 3 right there.
Yeah.
3 compounds, by the way.
Right. At one
Well,
time.
think about this. Well, think about this. This is not going to be 2 groups, right? It's essentially us merging and creating a whole.
Yeah.
No, I get
No,
that.
essentially a new group. Yeah, it's like a new group, right? But it's more merging what's with them to us, and then creating it stronger. So I don't think there's. I think morally it'll be fine. It's just whether those guys want to pick it up.
So
But
while we do
it
this,
seems,
while we pray on it, before we even contact Iron Wall, just to see if we're allowed to do it. And then if we get our answer from the gods, then we can move forward by having a conversation with Iron Wall. And
yeah, are you all right to do a prayer on it?
yeah, I can write it up later on, or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right, before we head over to the guys, there's a few. Let me look at my notes here a second. So, what I was going to go over with the guys is.
By the way, if you're ever out on a looting run, would you?
So we're going to go
Like, if you
over
ever
moving the
find
supplies from the
loot
trading
or
compound
grenade,
into the main
and
tower.
Hold on.
Into the main
Hold on.
tower.
Walk
From
over
there.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Can we talk a little lower? All right. Yeah, we'll go over here.
Quiet. Let's just move.
Let's go over here.
So we're gonna go. We'll go over moving. I'm whispering right now. So we'll go over moving the transition from the supplies from the trading compound into here. Whatever needs to be traded is left down there.
I already started
Patrol.
organizing. I don't know if you've seen that. I started
sweet.
organizing stuff down there. I think there's only one tent down there. When it comes down to the canopy tents, and it's the one with all the clothes in it. All the other ones I put down next to the garage at my compound for car parts and stuff like that. But I can move them up here too. I just got them out of there. You know what I mean? Last night. And when you look at the survival tents that are along that fence, they're pretty much starting to be organized. Tools, NBC gear, guns, whatever. It's like all random shit that I try to organize the best I could.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So we're getting there slowly. So that's the one main job we're trying to do. So we're trying to get our shit organised around the actual compound itself.
Right.
We'll go over. I think we need to start patrolling our borders a lot more. So anytime we have 3 people up, we'll just start patrolling our borders.
Yep.
We work out the routes that we need to do. Go from there, and then start thinking about recruitment. So maybe we think about relaxing. I'm only saying a little bit, relaxing and start recruiting more for civilians. So we're bringing in more doctors, more mechanics, more people who don't necessarily don't have to be fighters or good with automatic weapons, but someone that's not a complete idiot and we can train up.
Right.
That's my thinking anyway.
I like it.
What do you guys think?
I like it.
Hey, I like it too a lot.
The other thing is the road between the trader and the nest. I'm going to close that off and combine both compounds once we get enough nails. You know what I mean? Just the road. Build the walls.
There was no fucking way. I was thinking that exact same thing, James. Holy shit.
Well, that's what the original plan was when we had these 2 locations was. Do you know what I mean?
I know. But like,
so the way I look at it, when it comes,
like talk to you, and I realized, holy shit, that's like the same thing I thought. My bad.
no, it's good. The way I'm looking at it. So when it comes into the trader, the 2 gates at the trader can stay. Right. We just build the walls here. The gate at the nest right over there, we could take that down. Do you get what I'm saying? And so the trader itself will be kind of like an airlock between the nest and the trader. And then you'll have that whole road that's all blocked off, all boarded up all the way down, basically like a pipeline between the two. You get what I'm saying? So like if anything's going on at the trader, we don't have to jump the walls. We don't have to open up two gates to get inside the trader. All we have to do is run from here right down that road, which will be covered, and then you'll have that gate that's right at the bridge at the trader. The reason I want to keep it that way is because we can have it as like a drive-through. When people are trading, they can pull in where we were parking our cars. They can turn their car, do a 180, go back out, and then they can make their trade right there with the guy at the fence. And the fence where all the tents are, maybe we can do like a half wall right in there and lock that whole area in. I can go over it a little bit more
Sounds good.
after the meeting so you guys can get like the same image in your head that I'm thinking. Oh, and just yesterday, the new doctor kid, whatever his name is, pointed out that the outhouse over there, you were able to jump on it and jump over the wall. So we fixed that. That's why the walls go around the outhouse now.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Is there anything else? Is there anything else you guys wanted to go over with the group, or you happy with what we got?
Nah, that's all.
No, I was listening. That's all. Oh, actually, no. Here, I have one thing. I was gonna try like and talk to the guys like over like at Sanctuary still and see if they're even still around. If they are, I want to take like because I think a lot of them died, James. A lot of the guys, and also Reg. I think a lot of guys there died, and I was doing trade with them and reaching out to them. I haven't gotten a call back for a while. If they are up and awake, I'm gonna talk about doing a merger with them because they don't have anybody.
Okay.
They don't have a lot of people. It's only Liam, and then also, what's the other guy's name? It's Liam, the cop guy, and then also Toby. Those are the guys that are I know from that area.
Okay.
We met them a long time ago. Remember that?
So once before
Toby,
Sorry.
yeah.
No. Go continue.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, I was just gonna bring it up. So, if they can't sustain their group anymore, we can have them join us. That's what I'm trying to say. Because it's not looking too good for them.
Right.
That's all.
No, I get it.
It's not like a group like a merge, but it's more like if they can't support their own, we can kind of help them out
I'm with that,
and
bro. I'm with that, brother. I'm gonna bring in the guys into the square, okay, and just gather everyone up.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll pray on that.
We'll,
As soon as I pray, and we'll find out if we can do these things. We'll do that too with the sanctuary.
All right, guys, gather up in the square. Let's gather up in the square. Go from there.
Volante, boys, come on. What the hell?
Oh, beautiful! Look at that.
Some cults. It's like a cult thing right here. This is crazy. I've never seen this before. I'm taking as many as I can. Zucchini. I think we're... Hey, where's Yuri?
Yep.
Well, hurry on down. Where you at? Oh. Okay.
By the way, one thing, be faster on the radio last time, okay?
My apologies, dude. It's just that you guys talk a lot. I can't understand you guys' accents.
All right. So
Wait. You're saying he talks a lot? Hold on.
No. They talk a lot on the comms, but I'm trying to say, God damn, I know, I talk a lot. All right. My apologies. Oh, God, I'll be faster next time.
All right, go on, James.
all right, yeah, I'm gonna do all right. So Dragon, can you stand up, please?
Why?
I just want to do this properly. Just 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. So me, Bylaw, and Reg were just talking. Dragon, if you're okay with it, we want to make you our general of when it comes down to our military. And we
I
want
don't
to...
have a problem with that.
So if anything happens to me, Bylaw, or Reggie, you're going to take one of our places. when it comes down to the leadership around here. Yuri, you're going to be a lieutenant, if you're okay with that. If something happens to two of us, you're the next in line to take one of our places. Mountain, you're going to be a sergeant when it comes down to the military. If something happens to all three of us, you're the third in line to take over one of the leaderships here. You guys have to remember what we stand for. We are not a military group, but we are trying to build something here. A new country, basically a new government, and we need a military to be standing for just in case anything happens and any bullshit comes to our front door. If something happens to me, Reggie, or Bylaw, or all three of us, and you guys have to take over, you have to stand on individual liberty. Read the rules or the amendments that I wrote. That's what we stand by. That everybody has rights. Nobody is able to dictate to another person on how they live. The reason we stand against bandits, cannibals, and evil people like that is because they force their will on other people and it goes against their own individual liberties. That's why we are against that evil stuff. If you guys take these roles, you don't have to answer right now, but if you take these roles, you just have to take that serious, because what we're trying to do here is not just survive, like Reggie always says. We're trying to thrive. We're trying to build it for future generations to bring the world back. So hopefully 20, 30, 40 years down the road, we're still standing, and our children or grandchildren are actually running this place. This is just the beginning. That's all I have to say. When it comes down to that, Reggie, I know that you wanted to say a bunch of things when it comes down to this meeting. So I'm going to step back and let you talk.
Yeah. Before I go on to any of that, as it stands with the leadership, we did way back when have a council. Obviously, that went a bit haywire. But the council it remains the same. So it's me, James, and Barlow. So James will overall still be looking after the security side of things. Barlow, the medical, and overall looking after any civilians that do come into the compounds. By civilians, anyone that's not necessarily a fighter but has another occupation that they'll be bringing to the group. And me, I do a bit of both. As you've seen, I'm always running things. I always do. I don't know what I do, but I somehow get things done. But here I am from there. But we've got a case of now, before we go on to the agenda that I've got in place, I want to hear from you guys. If you've got any issues, anything you want to bring up and discuss as a group, this is the floor now. So try not to all talk at once. But if no one's got anything they want to say, then that's fine as well. So we'll go around. So Yuri, have you got anything you want to bring to the group?
Not yet. I don't have.
Okay. Mamba?
This came pretty quick, and not right now.
Okay. Baker, I know you're new to us, but if is anything on your mind? Man?
No.
Drag, anything?
Not really. Nothing.
Alright, and Barlow, anything you want to bring up, man?
Nope. That's all.
Okay. Well,
Everything.
I'll take that as a good sign. It means we're doing something right, I think. We'll go from there. So, next thing we'll go through is we need organisation. So we're going to be moving most of our stuff, as you might have seen, over to the main town area here. So anything that's going to be held in the trading compounds down the road there is going to be stuff we will be trading out to other groups. So let's avoid putting any junk in those tents down there. Anything that's worth trading will go down there. All food, clothing, anything that the main sort of town will need will go up here. Guns,
On my house too.
ammo, everything will go up towards the main security compound. So we'll try and keep it all spread out from there. It's just mainly keeping things organised, not dropping things on the ground to try and avoid headaches. That's what we've been trying to do. So as long as everyone follows that, I think we'll be fine, headaches-wise. Next thing is going to be around security. So as we've always been doing, we're going to continue how we go out. So we go out in 2s or 3s. Try not to go out on your own on any loot runs. Try and take someone with you. So you go from there. If you're taking the car route, go out as a 3 or a 2. Just in the event that something does happen, then we'll have people here together. And we're going to be working on, as with our security team, anyone who's not familiar with automatic weapons will be very familiar with them soon. So I'll be putting it to either Drag, Yuri, or Mamba, or even me, James, of training on automatic rifles.
Hey, what about me? Just joking.
So pretty much that's what we'll. And go on, James.
I did want to say something. So if you're up in the nest and you look up at the top of the hill, there's a orange bush all the way up at the tree line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set some targets up there. I'm going to set some targets up there for guys to practice sniping from the nest to the targets. I just wanted to add that.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, so it's going to get us all on the same page of working as a team when we're out there. So we're not all running around guns blazing trying to find somebody that's shooting on us, that we have certain protocols that we go to. So we have rally points. We have certain areas. So if we're going into a location, we have a rally point of where we'll all go to if shit hits the fan, and we kind of get separated using comms when we're out there as well. So if someone's involved in a hostile sort of situation, then they take priority on comms. That's the main thing. We'll be moving across patrol routes. So patrol routes, however you want to say it, we're going to be closing in on our borders. So anyone that is going to be coming in, we're going to be looking out for that. That's the main ghost of the mountain, whatever the fuck he wants to call himself. We're going to need to get him under control because he is firing blindly into the air and bringing all the infected down into the valley. So we need to get that situation sorted out pronto. So that'll be our main priority for the security team there. And,
one more thing. If we can get him alive, that would be great. Reg, you brought this up a while ago, this garage behind us, to set it up as a jail cell. So,
yep.
I'll be working on that. I'll get that done. I got a couple nails on me, wire. I'll set that up as a jail cell, and then we'll move out to get the ghost of the mountain or whatever the hell he's going by, whatever his name is. That's it.
So, thanks, man. So, last thing I'll go through is the recruitment. So, our recruitment rules will remain the same. Anyone that's going to be coming in, what are you seeing?
Hey. Hello?
Hi, hey, what's up, Victor? It's Victor. I'm so sorry, I wasn't talking. He's a part of our group. Guys. Relax. He's with us, all right, don't worry. We're having a talk over here.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Let's come over here. We're having a meeting.
Everyone's very quiet.
Yeah, he scared the hell out of us.
Is Victor on the board?
Yeah, he is. He's on the board.
Oh, how long's he been with us?
A long time.
About a week or two.
Sleep for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, see. I don't want to talk for him.
Okay. Well, Victor, welcome. We'll catch up separately in a second. So last thing we were going through is recruitment. So recruitment will remain the same. Our rules will be relaxed in a certain ways that we will be looking out. I'm hearing myself. This is don't know what's going on here.
Victor,
yeah.
Victor's mimicking you.
Yeah. So we're case of going. Our recruitment rules will remain the same. It's saying, but we were going to be looking more for civilians. So civilian roles, and more doctors, nurses, mechanics, anyone that can bring a certain occupation. Not always necessarily looking for fighters, because I think we've got a decent team here at the moment, but I think we're going to be starting looking for that. We still will remain, we'll ask them the questions, make sure that they can bring something to us, and they're not just going to come into the compound and sit around doing nothing. That's kind of where it's at the moment. I want everyone out there actively looking for people we can bring in, but still following the same protocol. But yeah, I've talked enough, I think. What's everyone think of that I've said so far? Anyone got any
I think it's great.
ideas? Yeah, everyone good?
Would we be able to eventually build a big medical tent? Like, you see the ones in the medical areas. Would we be able to make like a big medical tent to store all of our medical supplies and like put the stretchers into?
Yeah.
House some injured people.
I was actually gonna say that was my plan for a long time. I'm planning on putting it around maybe this area or just an open space.
I thought you said right here. Yeah, I thought you said
right here. This was the place. This was right. Yeah,
I've been bringing back
right
some campfire tripods.
Baker.
Okay.
You sound like you just volunteered for that job, so that's your job now, okay?
There you go.
So you will
and also
be
mine and mine.
There you go. So you get that job sorted out.
Yep. You got that.
The biggest thing at the moment is that as we're more public towards the other groups now, this will make us get more recruits, but it's also going to put a crosshair on our back. So security and how we keep information within us is going to be absolutely paramount. So I'll say this, I've said this to a couple of you guys already, but I'll say this again. Information remains within this compound. We keep it amongst ourselves. We trust everyone within this compound, within these walls. We've all had prior conversations and we look out for another. The biggest thing that could bring a group down is when information gets passed around, like fingers get pointed. So if anyone has anything that goes on individually, rather than sticking with yourself and start thinking about things, bring it to the group and we will discuss it. Okay? I want us to keep having this conversation, because the biggest thing that can bring everyone down is when people just start fighting with each other, and I don't want that to happen.
Well, I always like this saying, real quick, I just want to add that there was a saying back in World War II when it came down to the guys out on the ocean, the Navy guys. They said loose lips sink ships. So any information that would leak out would always doom them on their routes and all that stuff, and the German U-boats would basically sink the Allied forces ships and stuff like that with information leaking out. So, like I said already, that we're trying to build something that's going to last generations after generations. So we have to look at everybody that's outside of this place as a possible enemy, but at the same time a possible ally. The only allies that we truly have are the people that are here, that we know we can trust with our lives. So when it comes down to the secrets, what we're trying to do, moving forward, plans of trauma centers, and that's all our information. That no one needs to know any of that stuff. They come to our gates if they want to do trading. That's the only thing that they know that's inside our walls. We have this to trade, we have that to trade. That's about it. That's it.
Everyone cool with that?
I totally agree with that. And we need some discipline of that, because last time when I was sent for giving those radiators, we traded for nails. James remembered, and yes, I got talked over from I will not say names, but
I hear you.
Yeah, well, so the guy who is in charge of the trading does the talking and knows what is it. And I was, for example, in charge of it, and I got talked over. And that's how information gets then leaked.
I'm confused. What happened?
Have to be. No, I just basically saying that someone talked over and shouldn't talked over because I was doing the trading. And
it's Harper. Harper is her name. Sorry. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say.
Harper was it, and she is possible in that scenario she would leak some information that shouldn't be. It was nothing crucial, but nothing interesting for anyone.
Right, right.
We've had just so you know, Yuri, I've had a conversation with Harper.
Yeah, that was yesterday, me and you, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Harper can also tend to give away our position when it comes to supply runs, such as the infected. I don't know if y'all knew, but she has Tourette's, so most of the time I just kind of hear her meow, very loud and obnoxiously.
Yeah, but her Tourette doesn't do a whole sentence and with the perfect information of this place. Just to say, there is a difference between meows and tweets and
leaking
information.
Right.
And yes.
And loose lips, yeah.
So I want to say this though: if someone does something wrong in this group and we're having a meeting like this, say the name, because the way I look at it, we're a family, and if, when you're a part of a family,
it's too bad she's not here, actually.
Right, no, right. But when you're a part of a family, your family members should be able to call you the hell out and say, listen, that's not how we operate. We're better than that, or whatever the case may be. Don't ever be scared to say a name, even if it's me. You guys can always approach me, and even like Reggie and Bylaw in the past, they came to me and told me where I was doing stuff wrong and stuff like that. It actually makes us grow and makes us stronger as an individual, which is better for the group anyway. You know what I mean? For everybody to be on the same page. So don't be scared to say a name. What's up, Dragon?
Another thing. We need to talk about Ralph, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's another big topic.
What is it?
Ralph,
Oh,
helping
yes.
him.
Right, Ralph.
Group. Shit. What about it?
So,
what do you think?
Ralph, he had to take a long nap, as far as I know, but might be waking up fairly soon. We need to have that conversation with Ralph on how things are going to move forward. About how things are going to move forward. The group consensus at the moment is that we're not too sure if providing security and provide.
You guys hear that?
Yeah, I hear that.
It's a helicopter crash.
Oh, that makes sense.
I was shot. It was also shots too.
Yeah.
That first one.
Explosion.
First one was a shot. Yeah, I don't know. But it sounded like.
Hey, whatever. We have the meeting now. We cannot make both.
It was that way.
No. Right. So let's finish this off. So in case of Ralph, it's still getting discussed. But Drag, what's your position on it? Because you brought it up.
I'm with Drags on this. I'm with you on this. Yep.
I wouldn't help him, to be honest, because basically he left. He's doing his thing and he's getting in trouble. People start to know him. They know that he's faking or fucking being French. It's shit. I wouldn't do anything. So yeah.
I want to add to that. Here's my problem with the whole thing. He took over the Story compound, right? From what I understand, he stole it. I forget who.
That's true too.
All right. So here's the other thing. Someone owned the Story compound. So I think I was talking to Dragon the other day about this, and he's the one who told me that Ralph stole it. I was like, well, if he took over the compound, someone owned it first. So he had to work out some kind of deal, and none of us knew about it until the deal was done. And Dragon, correct me if I'm not wrong, you were like, he stole that compound.
Basically, he took it in the last minute. Because some people went out and he took it in the last minute. I don't know how he did it, but somehow he took it.
Which goes against our standards of thievery and all that stuff.
You know what? Yeah, I agree with that. Fuck.
And he's also.
I was just hoping it wasn't true.
And if he did the deal, what was the deal? Maybe he sold those out.
Right.
No, that's true. Absolutely true.
And let's say it was a clean deal. We'll cut this in every way we can. Let's say it was a clean deal. Yeah. He still worked that deal out, and nobody here knew. Me, Reggie, and Bylaw didn't know. Dragon, who him and Ralph came in together didn't know until it was already
I will
done.
say, actually, James, I will say, like, he did give me like a contact. He was working on something, but he didn't tell me. He didn't give
Right.
me the exact
There's
thing.
secrets. Why are we having secrets?
Secrets, yeah.
Secrets
Yes,
bring
I
bullshit
agree.
to our steps, our front
He's
door.
very secretive. He's very secretive. Basically, he tells me everything and not to you guys. Sometimes he's secretive to me too. So
Well, I appreciate you being honest now.
That's what happens.
Well, that honestly brings like a lot more questions. Like, if we're gonna be doing a merger with Iron Wall, I mean, that's not okay. I'm just bringing that up right now. With Ralph, he's hated there, and I know that for a fact because he was a so-called rat. That's another thing. Is that true about him being a rat?
No, that's
It's like
a lie.
You know him very well. That's a lie.
Yes,
Okay. That's a lie.
they spread
Okay.
lies about him. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not the rat.
I don't really care about any of that. The way I look at it is, he lied to us because he kept secrets from us.
Yeah.
He made a deal to get the Starry compound, whatever way he did it, stealing, honest deal, whatever the case may be. He kept it from us. He kept us in the dark. He wanted to do his own thing. If he wants to do his own thing and be on his own island, he can be on his own island. He's not a part of us. That's how I look at it. What's up, Reggie? I'm sorry.
Yep, agreed. That's agreed.
So, just being a diplomatic one here. Let's pretend we're in Ralph's shoes right now. Wouldn't you want the opportunity to defend yourself and to go from there? Well, I think we give him, if he does wake up, we give him the opportunity to have his say, and then we make the decision to say, okay, you're not a part of us. You can go do your own thing, but you won't be a part of the PRC. From there, because fact is, he has broken the rules. We do not steal in any way, shape, or form. From there, but we'll also give him the opportunity to defend himself. That's my thinking. Go on, Yuri.
Yes, about that, but how many can you believe of him? Because I don't know him. I met him once. Just of this one time, I saw a charlatan. I don't know if this is English, but...
no, that's the right word. That's the right word.
All right, perfect. Yeah, for me it's just not a circus clown, but a person that has many faces, like a snake, who skins himself.
A con man. That's how I look at him. It's basically what you're saying. A schemer.
Yeah.
No, I knew him. Yeah,
I would never
Yuri.
believe him. I would never believe him. Just, I have this, you know, when you have profound issue with a person, you see something in the person that's not right. Your instinct says no, you should listen to that, and I'm listening to my instinct. Just saying.
That's good.
I put forward. No, I agree. No, I agree to a certain. Go on, Mamba.
Are you guys whispering?
No, I'm not whispering.
It's a big circle. Well, I'm talking at a regular pace, so. Volume.
Same here.
Yeah, you're right. You're always right about that.
Yeah, you're
Light
right.
the fire up.
Guys, it's getting closer. Yeah, it's getting closer.
I think what I will do here is we'll be diplomatic. I can say I want to give, before me, James, or Bylaw make the decision, we're going to give him the opportunity to say his piece. Like we give the opportunity to any one of you guys to say your piece, and then go from there. But I want to give the group. We'll put it to a vote now. So we put it to a vote saying if that we want to. Not what's the right word for it? Expel Ralph from the group, along with anyone that's been associated with the lounge in Starry. But if anyone, so I know there's Jameson down there. If Jameson wants to remain with us, he can. But if he wants to remain with Ralph, then he remains with Ralph. That's the thing.
I would say exile. That's the word.
Exile is the word. Yeah.
I think exile is too harsh because exile means you're never allowed to come back to our gates or anything like that.
Shit, that's right.
So, what was the first word you said, Reg?
Well, it was I can't remember what I said now. It was more expel.
Expel,
from the group.
right? I like expel. I
That's
like,
honestly better,
yeah, I like that better. The way I look at it, I agree with everybody's concerns when it comes down to Ralph. Reg, I also agree with you that we need to sit down and talk to Ralph and give him the benefit of the doubt to hear his side of the story. But I also agree with Yuri, no matter what he says, because I believe he is a con man, that he's not going to be 100% truthful. So my decision is that we expel him from the group, but we'll do it the proper way and hear what he has to say. That's where I stand. And you know me, once I make my mind up, I'm not going to move off of it. But if you and bylaw decide differently, you know, I will stand by your guys' decisions too. But that's where I stand.
Okay. And does everyone agree that if it comes down to when we make the decision to expel him from the group, is that what everyone agrees to?
Mm-hmm.
Victor?
Yeah.
And also with you, I was gonna say, like, fuck, my God. Okay, I'm Victor. Like, you were like doing like a little palm gesture. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, there was
What's your concern?
the smoke was getting in my face.
Oh, okay, no
Smoke
worries.
from the
Oh, yeah, I see it in my eyes myself.
The fact is, for me, the one that pushes me towards this decision is that he did break the rules, and the main thing that we go with this group is that everyone contributes. So I look around, regardless of whether you've been awake or not. At this point, everyone around this fire here has contributed towards the building of this town and then the building of this community, right? And regardless, I know some people have just joined, but we all have done that. With regards to Ralph, he's done certain things, but he's also caused trouble, right? We're looking at more around Vincent, looking more around Emily, all around that. So I see as we need to move away from that and start moving towards that. But I'll move on from that. I just want to touch on what Barlow said there was around a possible merger with Ironwall. So this is something we are looking at, and something we're putting a prayer in to see if it can be. But we see it as a possible win-win situation. So the Iron Wall, they are not disciplined. They are, as Drag sometimes puts it, fucking idiots. But they are also
like a bunch of Harpers. Sorry.
Yeah. But
Is
I think
there any
no offense.
Iron Wall?
Go on. Sorry, Mum, I didn't catch that.
Is there any like fighting men? Iron Wall.
There's one.
The Harpers.
Teddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say Teddy's their only guy.
Yeah, Teddy's Stolly.
So they are, at some points, they can be idiots. But let's be real. So can we. We can be idiots every now and then. But we do that within the confines of our own walls, when we're safe and we're looking out for each other. But when we're outside the walls, we're on point, we're disciplined, and this is what I think we can train them to be. But I look at our issue. Our issue has always been with supply. So we do need a steady supply, and they seem to be bringing that in. What they need is fighters. So I see it as a win-win situation if we do merge our groups. But it's down to them whether they want to do that or not. Now, if we did, and all goes well, and it's morally right, then we would essentially become one new group. But we'd have to agree with the leader of Iron Wall that we be following the same ideals. And if they don't want to follow what we are doing, then yeah, it's not going to happen. But by that I mean more like if our views and the way we do things align. You know, we stand for freedom and liberty. Hopefully they do too. And then it'll be a possible name change towards the group. But that's something we have to have that discussion with them first. Go on, Barlow.
Yeah. So and also just this is a. Okay, so what I was also thinking too, for a long time, we've had an on and off like a, how do I say, how do I say, there's a group called Sanctuary out there. I usually do like a decent amount of trade. I talk to them. We could possibly also merge them too, but that's again after we pray and see if they're okay and all that. and see if this is if what we're doing is just, then we can also possibly see if that's a good option, because they don't have like with them we don't have to do like a merger, because they're kind of small. They've lost a lot of their folks, and I want to put our name out there like as the good guys trying to help out the, you know, as a fortunate man or person, right? That's what we're trying to do. Help out everybody. What was that, Victor? My apologies.
Oh, I can vouch for Sanctuary. They are really good people.
That's right. That's where you were before all this.
Yeah.
So potentially we could bring them in, but I think it might be more of an easier case to do that. With saying, listen, you're better off coming under our banner and going in from there with Iron Wall, because they're more established, because they've been around for a good while. They got their own history. We may need to bring them around to our way of thinking and saying, you know, it's better to be together rather than separate. But I know we've all got a history of Iron Wall, so I want to get everyone's thoughts on it. I see Drag's hand. Go on, man. And Yuri.
Yes. In Iron Wall, there's two fighters, like you said, Teddy, and there's another guy, new guy, I think. His name is Friend, or they call him like that. I know his full name, but he's a good old friend of mine. Just letting you know that.
Okay, so any negotiations, we'll bring you. We're going to bring you along, man. Just so we'll go from there, because I know you've got the history of them from there.
Well, I would like to start bringing, when it comes down to our meetings and everything like that, when we're trying to plan or whatever like that, I want Dragon to be more involved in that, just in case one of us falls, we don't miss a beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed. Go on, Yuri.
Yes, about I don't know the Sanctuary guys, and if they small, it doesn't matter. But the Iron Wall is a big group. We all know that, and if we want to unite, I see the problems, like family problems, that we mix with them. I don't.
So we take their
really...
we take their problems as our own. You're saying, yeah.
Yes, exactly. So you cannot you can do it smarter, but it's way slower. For example, you have the friend of Dragan, just an example. We recruit him, so we take him like away from Iron Wall peacefully, because he wants to come to us, right? Now maybe he has a friend, and so on, and we do the same, and Iron Wall getting small, but is in our group, but all voluntarily, without those group. We had our group problems. You know what I mean?
I see the benefit in it, but
it's a strategic of the KGB or CIA. You indoctrinate like the goodwill of us. You make this good propaganda of us, and they come willingly to fight, to whatever, to thrive with us.
Another thing, just one thing.
It's slower, but it's good.
Yes, indeed, it's effective, but
that also has its own problems. Sorry, Dragon.
I don't. It's alright. I don't really want us to become Overlook 2.0. You know, if you know what I mean. But you know, I don't mean it bad.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, we become so big that we essentially get crosshairs on our back. So we eventually we get targeted.
Of course,
by
we
like
only
the
take the good ones, the ones that is worth taking, not the Harpers.
Well, that's the part. That's the whole reason. Hold on, I'm sorry, by law. The reason, the reason what we're doing, here's the thing though. The reason we're doing what we're doing, as a group, as a community, as a new state, government, whatever you want to call this, eventually it's going to grow into, is to protect people like Harper, the weak.
But then you have the mass problem. I completely understand your. No, I know that I didn't feel that view, but at the same time you had Reggie just say we become big and that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to be a dragon who said Overlook 2.0. You cannot grow without growing.
No, I get it. You know what though? Let me. I got it. All right, so let's hold. Let's hold. Let's hold.
Of the worst.
Right. Let's hold off on the merging with Iron Wall. We'll help them patrol because I know they're having a bandit problem. They're having problems out there. We'll help them patrol with our military force. We'll start the recruiting process. We'll bring in people that are strong, that builders, doctors. We don't. You said they don't have to be fighters, but if they are fighters, that's also a plus. Mechanics and stuff like that. Let's bring in strong people now, so when we are bigger and we do get that target, we're a strong force, and then we can worry about more of the Harper type people that are out there and stuff like that. Because
actually, even a better plan. You take the good guys now, and Ironwall stays with the Harpers, but we protect them, so we still have our values out.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
We protect us first because we cannot protect anyone if we are dead.
Right.
Another thing that I have a very good foothold in just like all of the politics here. That's why I think a merger eventually. I know we're gonna hold off. I think that could help us. I understand there's like the Harpers and all that. I totally understand that there could be like a lot more loose lips because we're getting quite big, but that can also be controlled because we're a very big force. I'm not trying to say like we're gonna be like a bunch of dictators or fascists. I'm just trying to say what I think we should do once this is in plan. Everybody here, we should honestly show them all of our cards, and then just give them that choice, because it's really up to them, right? That's what we got to say. I understand what we're trying to say, just try to get those guys that are strong and also willing to fight, but in my opinion, like that's kind of just that's not right in a way. I understand that we're trying to look out for our best interests. No worries. But there's always going to be like a Harper in the world or a Mike, for example. I know he's helpful, but he's not awake a lot, and he has his own issues.
I never saw him. Don't know who is it.
Same.
He's crazy. And also, James, like there's always going to be a guy like a Sarge out there, but they're always going to need help. There's still people.
Right. And no. You listen. Hold on. Time out. Hold on. You know. Listen. Me and Reggie are the ones that brought Harper in. When Sarge got brought into the Orchard, I was there to help Sarge deal with his schizophrenia and everything like that. Me and you were there when Mike got brought in. Mike was had issues and everything like that. I had you evaluate Mike and talk to Mike, and I told Mike, I said, your imaginary friend's not real, dude. Like, went right at him like that. Not in a dickhead way. It's just like, you need to learn how to deal with that. You need to talk, right, blah, blah, blah. I'm all about protecting people that can't protect themselves. I'm all about that. But what I'm saying is, the numbers that we have right now, right? Let's say we have 5 to, you know what, we'll say we have 8 strong men that can handle building, food, self-reliance, military capabilities, whatever's thrown at us, these 8 men can handle, right? Then we go from 8 to, say, 20. And out of that 20 people, or out of them people that we just added, right? Let's say the majority of them are too weak to survive on their own. That just weakened them 8 men. So what I'm saying is you got 8. Let's bring it to 16. Out of them extra 8 people that we bring, 5 of them people can be strong. 3 of them can be a little bit on the weaker side. Your force is still strong. You know what I mean? When you protect the weak,
I was getting the wrong idea.
Right, when you protect the weak as a group, right, and there's weak people in that group, the strong have to outnumber the weak. Because once the weak outnumber the strong, that group ain't shit. It's going to fall. And you think about it, like let's say this. Let's say you got 8 people. Out of 8 people, 3 of them are strong people. The other 5 are weak-minded, don't know how to survive, whatever the case may be. Then 3 people have to work their asses off to get the other 5 on the same page. But them other 5 are already on their dumb, idiot pages, and their voices are louder than the other 3, so it's chaos. To have order, right, dude, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, a good government is, there's a force there that will always govern over the people. They're stronger than them, but they don't have to be dictators. They can do it with their heart. You know what I mean? And it's like the old ancient Chinese saying, I'd rather know how to use my sword and keep it sheath than not know how to use it at all and wave it about. You get what I'm saying? Or another saying, I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in the middle of a war. Think about that.
I get that. But I will say, I'm just gonna put this out there too. If we do end up taking in a lot of weaker people, I can for sure take care of them quite well.
No, I know you can, and listen.
I can employ them quite well.
Listen, I'm rough around the edges. I'm an asshole. You've heard me snap at people, yell at people. I was giving attitude with Harper yesterday because she had information, or they had information that I needed, and it was like, blah, 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 it wasn't giving me anything. They were saying big words, but no detail, no contents to them words. So I snapped on her. Right, whatever the case may be. What I'm saying is, what we need to do, we're trying to recreate society. We're trying to bring society back, right? We have a military force. We have capabilities on that, right? It would be nice to add to that, to be stronger in that aspect, but at the same time, we need builders. We need doctors. We need electricians. You know what I mean? We need mechanics. We need engineers. These are the minds that we need to have, because when we start building, this is amazing what we've done here. But we're talking about bringing the world back. These are a lot of things that we're going to need. We need them people that are out there. We need to bring them in. And then people that have no skill whatsoever, and it's amazing that they're still alive, we're also going to need them. Because people need to shovel shit. When you have a society, you know, someone has to shovel the shit. Someone designs the buildings. Someone teaches the next generation as teachers. When then people get sick, you need doctors to keep them healthy. And when all shit hits the fan and there's bandits or there's a war, you need fighting men that are going to go out there and fight. These are things that make society work. You know what I mean? You can't just have a bunch of fighters, because guess what? What happens to fighters when there's no war? They get restless. They get fat. They lose their skill. They die off. Or they try to kill everybody. They become a dictator. Do you get what I'm saying? You have a bunch of idiots that are going to die off. We need teachers. We need mathematicians. These are the things that we need. So I say I'm with Yuri on this, because this is where my ideas started coming from when he was talking. The next group of recruitments, we bring in skillful people. Out of them, people that are going to come to us. It doesn't mean there's not going to be weak people to come with them. We have to find jobs for them. If they're an apprentice, when it comes down to helping with medical supplies, not being a doctor, just running inventory for the doctors, or helping me down at the mechanical shop. You know what I mean? Showing them how to weld or teaching them some kind of skill or whatever like that. If these people come in and they have a skill, even better. Even better. You know what I mean? It's going to make us stronger. What other group in this country is thinking that way? They're not thinking about the future. They're thinking about how to survive until next week. They're not thinking 20 years down the road. That's the difference between us. We are.
By the way, I have a point. It might be maybe stupid, but it's not. Uh, if we look 20 years in the future, or maybe even more, hopefully even more, we need to have some women's for you guys,
True.
young guys.
I agree.
Yeah.
I am
Children.
old, but I'm saying, for example, this guy here who is 17, 16, this guy who's 19.
Right. No, I get it. I
It's
agree.
true. We need to find,
Because if we don't, that's the end of the human race, the human species. I get it.
Yeah, and I think nobody wants to touch her.
Right.
So Mamba, that's way of saying
So
you
is
need
this
to
whole
just
this whole generation, new generation on me.
I have
do it with,
something else
this
as
guy.
well, something kind of this topic, but I think we ended it that we want the strong first, and then some weeks come anyway. What are the punishments? Because or are they already on the board?
Well,
To jail time.
the punishment depends on the crime. Do you know what I mean? So if you go through if you go through the amendments, if you go through the amendments and everything like that, the one mentions that the punishment basically, if you read it, I know it's all in old English and everything like that, but the punishment has to fit the crime. So if you get caught stealing, let's say, right? What's the most thing that's valuable to man? Time. So your time's stolen away from you, you're locked away, right? If you get caught murdering, what's the punishment? You're going to get killed. You know what I mean? You're going to get executed, whatever the case may be. But at the same time, that person who committed the crime has the right to a fair trial, which means that you would have judges, someone who would represent him in that case, just like an old court hearing. You know what I mean? If he wants to represent himself or whoever, that's fine. They have the right to do that. And they would be judged by their peers, people from society. So it would be random people from you guys. If, let's say me and Bylaw found out about someone out there stealing or whatever like that, we sent out the military team, gave them the intel of what's going on. Military team caught the people. All right, so when it comes down to the judges, me and Bylaw can't be judges. Why? Because we know too much about the case. The military team can't be be on the juror because they know too much about the case. It has to be people that have no idea what's going on, and when it comes down to that court proceeding, they hear all the information, all the evidence firsthand right then and there when the guy's trying to defend himself. You get what I'm saying? That's the only way that you can have a fair trial. It's very hard.
Impartial.
What's that?
Impartial. That's the word for it. The word's impartial. So you'd be neutral. So you would have no idea what's going on.
Right.
About the situation. So you'd have no stake in what the decision would be.
Right.
But that's if we have the luxury of time.
Right.
So let's have an example. So say if Drag turned around and decided to put a bullet in Victor's head.
Right.
Here now. That would be an active threat to the group where we would try to subdue Drag. But in the event if he's an active threat, then he would be shot there and then.
Right. Well, that's self-defense. That's situational.
That's situational. But if we've got the luxury of time, and we'll give the people, like I was trying to give with Ralph, we'll give him the opportunity to speak and defend himself.
Right.
But with Ralph, for example, it's not just the stealing from the compound. There's a few things that have gone on there that need to be answered for, and he needs to defend himself on. But that I'll be very real. Like that's not something we've discussed. There's a leadership here exactly how far we would go with the punishments. But yeah, I agree with what James was saying that the punishment's got to fit the crime. And luckily,
it's not really clear.
Well, everybody take a gander of the amendments once you get a chance after the meeting and everything and read through them. It is addressed in there. Fair trials. I know a lot of it's in Old English.
Oh yes, but I was just asking for the stealing because stealing will be the most common, but the most
Right.
unpunishable because you cannot steal back. It makes no sense.
Well, here's the
I'm with
thing.
you, so go on
Let,
then.
let's say there's a bandit. The best way to handle that is, let's say we're hearing from the Iron Wall. This guy stole from me. He held me up at gunpoint. Didn't hurt me or anything. Stole my stuff. And then we hear a couple of these reports around the country. Right. We send out the military team. They capture this guy. Right. Then we contact the Iron Wall people that stole, that were victims of this guy's crimes of thievery or whatever. They identify the guy. They say that's absolutely him, right? Me, Bylaw, and Reggie can discuss it because we already have all the information. The guy's dead to rights. You know what I mean? Basically caught red-handed per se. People eyeballed witnessed him, and we would turn around and discuss how long he would stay in our jail cell. And then after he serves his time, we would free him. Now, if he killed somebody, maybe the process would be...
Kill is easy.
Right, but it's not, though, because let's say Bylaw says I killed our old leader, Adam. You know what I mean? I didn't kill him. I didn't do that. But Bylaw's saying I do. Where's the evidence? Where's Adam?
Of course, we've had evidence, but I mean, that's in the case of the time.
Right.
Talking to jail is soft. So I would love to go to jail almost. Sometimes in hard times, I get feeded, I get to sleep a lot, I'm protected.
Right.
It's just benefit for some days or for some time.
Yeah, but
what would you suggest? What would you suggest, Yuri?
Right.
What would you suggest?
It's harsh, but the Arabs, they have a saying: you only steal twice because you only have two hands.
Right. So that you're talking Old Testament kind of stuff. So the way, so you got to remember, we're a constitutional republic. That means individual liberty, right? When it comes down to individual liberty,
civilized too.
Well, hold on. When it comes down to individual liberty, everybody has liberty, right? So the guy who got his things taken from him has liberty, and also the thief has liberty. And when you read the pages that I posted, it starts right from the beginning that we have certain alienable rights, which is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So if I cut someone's hands off because he stole your boots, where's his pursuit of happiness after that? If I shoot someone in the face because he stole from somebody, where is his liberty of life? And if he is...
No, that will be murder.
Right. If he is a criminal...
You have to punish him somehow that is hard for
Right.
him.
So you think about it. He's stealing. So what do you take from him? You take time. And I'm going to tell you right now, you think being locked in there is going to be a field day? He's not going to have any windows. He's going to be in the dark. He's going to have food, water, do you know what I mean? And every day or two, we're going to say back the hell up. Two guys are going to have their guns drawn. Get against the wall with your hands behind your head, on your knees. And then we're going to go in there and put more food in his crate and then shut the door. So what's he left with? His thoughts. He has no idea what's going on in the outside world. He's basically in solitary confinement for stealing. Then we let him out. And we say, you get caught stealing the second time, your punishment is harsher. We catch you hurting people, we're going to hurt you. I'm not disagreeing with you, but this is where you have to have law and order, because it can't be an opinion, you know what I mean, of one person's feelings versus another person's feelings. You know?
No, of course, we've had evidence. You only strike someone down with evidence, I would
Right.
say. If you want to
Right.
follow rules.
Right. You know.
But stealing, I almost think, it depends, of course, but for me it's just a betrayal. So you cannot even, how you call that? Pushing out of the group? How do you call that?
Exile.
Excellent, because that will be not even a punishment, because he could betray us again and again and again. Those people exist, and a thief will steal again.
Let me ask you a question, Mama. What do you think about me as a person?
Who you do ask?
Yeah, I'm asking you. What do you think about me, James, as a person?
Don't know. You do your job as a leader.
You think I'm a good person? Like, have a good heart, good head on my shoulders?
I think profoundly, yes, you have a good heart.
Okay.
From what I saw so far.
I grew up as an orphan, right? I kept everybody at bay my whole life because if my mom and dad couldn't love me, how could anybody else? Got out of the orphanage when I was 18, worked as a mechanic for a couple years. Wasn't really doing it for me. I started stealing. About 5-6 years of doing that, I started robbing jewelry stores. And I was a convicted felon. I got charged with armed robbery. And I got sentenced to 10 years in prison. And I've realized how much I fucked my life up. And government program came through, and they said they could expunge my record, which means the armed robbery would never be on my record if I completed this program, and I could take time off my prison sentence. At that time, I was 5 years into my prison sentence. Long story short, I wound up being on a ship and being a lab rat for a bunch of scientists in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of nowhere, for 3 years. They were trying to create some kind of super soldier or something like that. It was fucking torture. Some of the shit that they pumped into us drove some men crazy, and you would hear a guy screaming, whatever, in the middle of the night. Gunshot, boom, body hit the deck, and then a splash. So they were just throwing people overboard. Well, us prisoners took over the ship, crash landed, shipwrecked off the coast. 3 weeks later, I met Adam. First person I ever trusted in my life. And he wound up stabbing our whole group in the back. Basically gave us up to cannibals. In that process, I met Bylaw and Reggie, which are my brothers. And I love them to death, and I would die for these men. I look at them like they're my family that I was always looking for. So what I'm saying is, if I could be tortured for 3 years, never have a family and always want one, be a robber, thief, convicted felon of armed robbery, and I could change my ways, anybody can. You have to punish people, their crimes, by their crimes that they do, but the punishment has to fit the crime. Why? Because I believe people can redeem themselves. I believe that deep down in my heart, people can redeem themselves. Some people are straight up evil, and they can never be redeemed. And us as men have to be able to look at people and go, even though he's rough around the edges and he does some bad shit, he has a good heart, and I can get through to him. This person is like the spawn of Satan, and he's never going to be redeemable, so I'm never going to trust him. And maybe one of these guys that are bandit out there is stealing, and we lock him in our cell for 2 weeks. He gets out, and he becomes like me. That's also doing good when it comes down to the future. How many people out there have done some horrific things just in the name to survive another day? Put them back into society before the world fell, they would have never done these things. So whose fault is it? Is it the world around them, their environment? Is it them? they're tapping into something, I believe then people can also be saved. You know, that's...
I made, of course, no, I understood your point about you, for example, you steal because you have nothing in your life.
Right.
Or because you had it hard. Well, we just put it like this quickly. But I was more like, I'm more concerned about the stealing in our group. Someone from our group.
So you're talking more... Oh, go on, Yuri, sorry.
Yes, no, talk. I make that point.
So you're talking more about, say, if you come into say you walk into the security compound one day, for example, and you see someone lifting guns from the tent, and they're taking them to their own personal storage and hoarding it away, that sort of thing, right? So or they're just taking them from the compound and giving them to another group or something like that. I think, if that's essentially what we come across, then we follow the same plan that I think what James is putting in place, is saying we will put them inside the cell once we get it built, and we will try and question them from there, find out any information that we need to, and decide whether we can get through to them, whether a warning, whether some time in the cell would suffice, or whether it would be, okay, you are now officially gone from us, that's where exile will come into place. But if it's a case of where I think what James is talking about, whether the punishment fits the crime, we've got to take into account the whole situation.
Right.
You know, is it essentially someone that is
for the court?
Yeah, exactly. So we got to look at it overall. If someone's just taking shit from the tent because they're being stupid, then, or they just don't know, for example, then we just give them a warning, say, no, listen, this is our community one, this is for security, and they go, oh yeah, sure, okay, and then that's the end of it. But if it's malicious and we know that they're being sneaky as fuck, then we need to handle that there. It's not just having one punishment for all sort of transgressions, if you get my meaning. It's looking at a situation overall and deciding it from there.
But for example, something very straightforward, I see bylaw for some reason sneaking in our greenhouse here and stealing some stuff for I don't know what reason, but and then doing whatever with it.
See, the way I look at it, let's say
it's soft, the punishment. That's what I'm getting at.
Well, the way is, like, let's say this was an actual government and society, whatever, country, state, whatever, right?
There you will go to jail and it's hurt you because you
so let's
proceed your life.
So Dragon,
here,
I'm going to use Dragon as an example, right? Dragon's our general. So let's say Dragon gets caught stealing. Let's say if we were actually in an actual civilization, society, or whatever, and Dragon was a general and he got caught stealing. What would happen? He would go to court. Let's say he's found guilty. He would be stripped from his general ranking, his military service, all the benefits that comes with that. He would serve time. When he's let out, now he can become part of society, but there's going to be certain things that he's not going to be allowed to do because he's a convicted felon or whatever the case may be. Just because someone's convicted, let's say inside our group, doesn't mean it has to be exile right off the bat. We give them the choice. Do you want to stay or do you want to leave? I want to leave. All right, well, all the stuff that you have on you, we'll let you keep your clothes, but when it comes down to your weapons and everything like that, you were able to gain them while you were with us because you had the protection of us. So we want them back. You get what I'm saying? It's multiple levels of that situation. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
And here's the thing.
If you are being expelled from... Sorry, Joe. If you're being expelled from the group, then that's everything that you gain from the group. This gets taken from you, essentially.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. But then let's...
You got when you were with us.
But let's say Yuri gets caught stealing. And his punishment is not as strict. Some people might turn around and go, well, that's not fair. But it's like, But Dragon was taking guns and medical supplies and trading it to bandits, right? And cannibals, something to that. Yeah, right, something to that effect. But Yuri stole antibiotics out of Bylaw's tent because Yuri was sick. He did take them without permission. He did take them without permission. So Yuri's punishment is, listen, we understand you were sick. Next time, just leave a note. Do you know what I mean? So, because Bylaw was going nuts, going, where's my antibiotics? Where's my antibiotics? Technically, it is stealing because it's Bylaw's medicine. He keeps track of it and everything like that, and he took it without asking. But two situations of stealing, but the situations are completely different. The punishments are completely different. The crimes are completely different. That's why the punishments would be completely different. Now, what you were saying is cut his hands off.
It was a proposal.
No, I get it. I get it. I've read.
And it works always.
Right. I've read the Quran. I read the Quran. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that I don't like. Not to disrespect anybody that is Muslim here. I'm not. It's just I'm Catholic and.
Oh, I'm not. I don't
That's
even.
I'm taking.
I don't even know one, but I just know that works.
Right. No, I get it.
I know, but it's
not
also very
civilized.
old and outdated. I understand. The thing is,
But look,
Well-
yes, but at the same
Well,
time,
because what you're doing is.
there's a certain case of a person who's stealing a lot. I'm sorry, James.
No, you're good.
Then yes, we can chop. If they're stealing a lot and it's over and over and over, we're not going to have to chop off their hand because they're not going to be associated with us anymore. That's what James has been trying to say.
Right. Well, the other thing is too,
I
like
think
you're
that's
taking the
not
word
right,
thief.
because-
You're taking the word thief, and you're saying just because it's a thief that every situation is equal. When I just broke it down to two situations of thievery is completely different.
Or very different.
That's the problem that I don't like about parts of the Quran and everything like that. But I will say this: when it comes down to the Old Testament, because that's also in the Old Testament, cutting hands off and all. I am an eye for an eye, which is the crime fits, or the punishment fits the crime, or the crime fits the punishment. Any way you want to. You took my eye, I'm taking your eye. You took something from me, I'm taking time from you. You know what I mean? You killed me, I'm going to kill you. Eye for an eye. That's I believe in that way. I'm an eye for an eye kind of guy. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, ear for an ear. You know. You smack a woman around, I believe a grown man should beat the shit out of you when you being tied to a pole, because it's basically the same thing. A woman is. I'm not saying men are better than women or anything like that, but they're
weaker. Just say it.
Try to say it better, but yeah, basically. So
Yeah,
defenseless. The defenseless. That's what I was trying to say. So they're defenseless when it comes down to a man's strength. So if I tie a man to a pole, he's defenseless.
That's a better way of saying it.
So I can beat the shit out of him.
No,
You know what I mean?
Yes. I'll just decide, for example, where, okay, I agree with you. Okay, let's not chop his hand off because I would never. It was
Yeah,
just.
right. Got through yet.
But we have to find a
35.
solution to punish him. Okay, jail cell for the first time. Okay, but second time already. Jail
Right.
cell in that case.
Well, that's the
doesn't
thing.
make any point.
That's when it gets
Okay, you say.
that's where it gets a little
Okay,
harder.
we find. Yes. Okay, we find something harder. Okay, third time. Okay, now it makes the magic letter 3. So exile. But exile is in that case not even a punishment.
Right. Well, what happens if the guy's not even
It's a
part of our
punishment
group?
against us because this person has shown 3 times he's a betrayal.
Right. Well, that's when
So I
when
think
we would have a
that
meeting.
will be the death sentence as well.
Right.
Should be.
Can I just chime in here?
If it's
Sorry.
heavy stealing, of course.
I do
If
have
it's
something
the
to say,
stealing that we punish.
Okay, so speak up. Just...
Yeah, Reggie.
Yeah, we've been. You know me, I'm going to be I'm trying to be the leader of the meeting here. We're trying to keep it stuff. We've been talking for a while, so I just want to let everyone
want this
have
to
their
end.
piece. So, yeah, Victor, what did you want to say, man?
Bring it back up. I'm so sorry. The man with the glasses. What's your name? I'm so sorry.
Yuri.
You've been here for so long. Yeah, I know. Okay. Yuri, you mentioned like those punishments, like, you know, obviously, like, hold on. Can y'all come back to me? I need to think this over.
Yeah.
No worries. You take your time.
Well,
you take your time.
Look, I think what you wanted to say, if I'm willing to get that punishment as well.
I'm just saying,
I was
like,
gonna say that myself earlier.
not only would that punishment instill fear in them, it would instill fear in everybody. So they want to
Yeah, but see, this is
steal. They want to steal.
We just don't want fear. That's the thing.
No. Here's the thing. This is what you guys keep on forgetting. There's going to be a trial. So what that means is present the evidence, present the argument, present your grievances, present that. Me, bylaw, Reggie go to a separate quarters and we talk about everything to make it fit. So the punishment can fit that crime. Like I just said, Dragon and Yuri, 2 thieves, 2 different situations, 2 different sets of punishments. You have 3 minds coming together to make it as fair and as just as possible. Do you get what I'm saying? And when we come out of that room, that will be the punishment. So, bylaw might say cut his fucking hands off. Me and Reggie might be like, nah, but you know, this is kind of fucked up, so we got to figure out what we're going to do here. You get what I'm saying? We will find a crime to fit. You get what I'm saying? And maybe if he commits thievery twice, he gets thief etched into his fucking forehead. I don't know. But every situation, even if they sound similar, are different. Because people, facts, evidence is all different from case to case. And it's always going to be situational. There's no way of discussing exactly how every outcome is going to be until this stuff is presented to us, is what I wanted to say.
Yeah. And on that point, luckily, because Blackout's coming soon, so we'll wrap this up in saying that it's good that we've had this discussion, and it's good that we're talking this out. Within the confines of this war, within our group, the approach towards breaking our laws was going to be a bit more lengthy, but I'd say out beyond the walls and any bandits within our borders that we do come across, the person dealing or the team that is dealing with it there and then, you're obviously going to be on the ground, you're going to see what's happened, you're going to see the extent of the crime that people have taken place.
Right.
So you'll be more inclined to deal with it there and then, and of how you see fit. As leaders within here, we'll try and see it from your point of view and go from there, but if there's any way we need to sort of have a conversation on how to deal with it better next time, then we'll do it from there. But I'd always want to give you guys that freedom to make that decision when you're out there, because fact is, hindsight is a bitch. So if everyone knows, I know we've got a language barrier here, but hindsight is more looking at a situation, or someone looking at a situation from the outside and not being involved in making judgment calls on it. So always feel like you can make that judgment when you're out there, depending on the situation that goes on.
Right.
But pretty much for me, anyone that's within our borders that is committing that shit, if they're an active threat, then you deal with how we deal with an active threat. How you see fit. That's my thing. If they've killed someone, hey, and you want to kill them, fine. But if you feel like you can get them back towards a jail cell to have a trial with us, then yeah, go for it. But let's wrap it up before blackout. If anyone has anything they haven't been able to raise, because you've had a lot of voices here, then bring it to me, James, or Bylaw, and we can discuss it individually. But I feel like this has been good.
Yeah, I agree.
Happy with how things are going.
I agree. Good discussions. Good discussions. I like it.
After blackout, we're gonna. I don't know however long everyone's gonna be awake, but we're probably gonna do something.